Okay, ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Thank you, Fred. Johnny, for us, it's a great pleasure to talk with you.
My pleasure, thank you.
We are from Rock Historias. We are a website from music, concerts, and interview like personalities like you. Thank you so
Great.
much for this interview.
Truly my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. First of all, we would like to talk about the new album,
Sure?
Broken Songs from Broken People.
Yes?
And please tell us what motivated you to go back to the studios and record again, and where did the inspiration came from?
Actually, it's really cool, but I have to be honest, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here. When we did our first reunion, Human Drama reunion in 2012 at Plaza Condesa, the reaction was unbelievable. And I think that first put the thought in our head, kind of. Honestly, it was our guitarist, Michael Saravola, who before the next reunion in 2015 said, hey guys, why don't we get the original guys back together and let's record one song. Let's just give one new song and see how it feels being back in the studio. So we all said, okay, let's see how it works. And we did The Liar Inside. So we released The Liar Inside in coordination with our concert in 2015. It did really well. The fans seemed to appreciate more new music from Human Drama. I thought the song was fantastic, and the band did a wonderful job. So Michael then, when we got back, said, why don't we do a new album? And everybody looked at each other, and we said, okay, let's see if we can do it. And then the challenge began of making the entire album.
Okay, everything started here in Mexico.
It started from the reaction that we got from the crowd, and that's what it put the original idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15 years have passed between Cause and Effect and Broken Songs for Broken People. In that period, which were your biggest influences, not only regarding music, but also film, books? What were you listening to, reading?
In the last 20 years or so, I have become not that great or that frequent at reading. So I don't have anything, that I can say about that. As far as films go, I've really started to love documentaries. I love seeing real things, So I've moved a little bit away from fiction into more historical documentaries about our old president, John F. Kennedy, or all the way from, back to the O.J. Simpson, because they've done a lot more things on O.J. Simpson. So I love documentaries. Musical influences, when you start to get to be my age, you rest a little bit on the things that brought you to where you are. So I have had a big return to Bob Dylan, big return to Leonard Cohen, to Tom Waits, to Emmylou Harris, to David Bowie. That happens in our life, and you go back and you relive your childhood with the things, Space Oddity, Rebel, all those things. And so I think at my point in life, I love what happened in my life up till now. And I think I'm doing a lot of reflecting back on it and enjoying all the things that made me happy up till now. Hopefully, having said that, I can explore and find some new things in the future.
And in this album, favorite song of the new album, and why?
My favorite song on the new album is the final song, Trying to Make Sense of It All.
Why?
It was so difficult to find the ending. After I found the beginning, Broken Songs for Broken People, I had to find an ending, and I was not succeeding. I hit a wall. I didn't know what to do. So when that song came to me, I guess it came when it was supposed to come, because it perfectly bookended the beginning by saying, after all of these years, really, after all of these albums, after all of these songs, I'm still, like every other human being in the world, trying to figure it out. I'm trying to make sense of everything. I still don't have the answer. So when I look at that song, it's always going to be special to me.
And this album is well, after 15 years, is the first album that it's available on Spotify, on all the new platforms, even YouTube. What do you think of these changes that you have seen in 15 years?
The new way of listening to music has absolutely, with the downloading, started with Napster years ago. It has absolutely killed the mid-level artist and the younger artist. You can no longer make a living as a mid-level artist. I believe that the internet needed to be governed when it first appeared, but the major record labels were so greedy for attention that they said, it'll give us better exposure. It'll give us, our bands will be seen. They didn't think to govern that this was an item that provided the livelihood for people like myself and a lot of other bands. If you don't sell a record, you cannot make another record. I really don't like the new state of the music business, and I think it has hurt forever, never to be turned around, what the music business will be and the forming of new bands, new artists, or the possibility of one day having a new Bob Dylan. I don't think that can happen again.
Okay. You also interact a lot in social media with your fans. What do you think of this platform?
Now that is the wonderful part of the internet. Exactly the opposite of the question before. I love that you can ask me a question and tonight I can answer directly to you. So I love that it's brought me closer to fans who live in different countries around the world. It's made me connect with a lot of my childhood friends. So I like that aspect of social media.
In real time.
What's that?
In real time. In real time.
And of course, in real time. Exactly right. I can go Facebook Live and answer a question immediately. So I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Now let's talk a little bit about the show that's going to happen later in April in Auditorio Blackberry. There are new fans of Human Drama that it might be the first time that they see you live. What can a new fan can expect of the first time seeing Human Drama, of this show?
They can expect passion. They can expect a very dynamic show. They can expect the truth, and they can expect that I'm going to look them in the eye, and that they're going to know that we love what we do and we love sharing what we do. For the older fans, I think we have put together, because of having a new album to support, we've done a really good job with the show we put together in finding the songs from the old catalog, the old work, that makes sense with broken songs for broken people. So it's going to be a nice show that I feel will be remembered forever. That is my goal, always.
Johnny, anything else? You could tell us about what we will see at the show in the auditorium.
Blackberry?
Blackberry Auditorium.
So what will you see?
What do you see for all fans, new fans? What are the new?
Well, it's when Human Drama does a show, since the reunions, they have become celebrations. Because
exactly.
really, with a lot of my fans, they've been listening since they were 13, 15 years old, and now they're 35. Yeah, they have families. And I think it's kind of like a reunion for not just the band, but for our entire audience.
And well, the current lineup has three of the original members
That's
of the
right.
band.
That's right.
How does this one feel, like this kind of reunion? How does it feel compared to all the other lineups that have happened along the
History of Human Drama was we had many different versions of the band, whatever best supported the album or the live concert. So since this isn't a formal reunion, we're treating it as if this is Human Drama now. So we have the players that were number one available because our guitarist, Michael Saravola, has moved on to his solo project. So we have our guitarist, Tim Grove, who played Sound of the Blue Heart, my solo album. We have him coming back to the family. We had to replace our drummer for this show because Robert Knoyer, our regular drummer, is in between moving across the United States. So rehearsals were not possible. And we are bringing back Jamie Smajinsky, our violinist, who did not do the last reunion, but will now come in to do all the strings on Broken Song. So the right band for the current time. And I will just say one more thing. The rehearsals for this concert have been the most enjoyable, most intense, and best rehearsals Human Drama has had in 30 years.
Right. Okay. Johnny, in the last couple of years, we have lost legends like Leonard Cohen, David Bowie, Lou Reed. Do you think will there be a tribute to them at the show?
I thought about it. Um, I don't know how I feel about the tributes. I've seen one or two that I thought were really nice. David Bowie was such a personal thing to me. I pride myself on when I discovered David Bowie, I was the only person in my city that knew who David Bowie was. Pretty much the same thing for Lou Reed. If it would be clear on how I should do it, I probably would. It's not yet come in focus, so I can't make a promise either way. But I've done my tributes to David Bowie and Lou Reed and Leonard Cohen, as you know, all on pinups. So I was making my salute to them early on, and I don't know if I could do something that would truly express how deep my feelings run about those three particular artists.
And Human Drama is a legend in Mexico. You have played everything, everywhere at UNAM, Circo Volador, Bizarro, Hard Rock Live, Plaza Condesa, even at Forosol with The Cure.
That's right.
What does this connection with our country mean for you?
Your country gave my band its second life. Your country is directly responsible for my long career. It is the most special thing that ever happened to me in my life musically. I don't know that I have the right words to truly express how sincere I am about the importance of your country on both myself, my band, and my music.
And one last question. Our blog is Rock Stories, which the translation would be kind of like histories of rock or stories of rock.
Okay.
Could you tell us any funny, cool anecdote that has happened to you on tour or something cool that a fan did for you?
A really great thing that a fan did for me is something that still is kind of evolving. We were playing in 1997 at Museo del Chopo, and during a song, The Waiting Hour, I noticed something was being held in the crowd, and passed forward and passed around, and it was delivered to me at the front of the stage, and it was a painting, and beautiful painting, and I showed it to the audience, and I took it home, and I did wind up meeting the artist. And when we came back a couple of years later, we brought the painting with us, and during the waiting hour, I sent the painting back out into the crowd, and it got passed all the way to the artist. So he had the painting. Then we come back, and here comes the painting. So it's kind of like this little gift, that we give. You hold it for a while, I pass it back, and now that painting sits at the top of Cafe Bizarro, right up on the wall. So I thought that was the most beautiful thing that ever happened. As far as a funny story, maybe I have some funny stories, but I can't really think. And they might be too dirty.
Okay, thank you.
But that was a wonderful experience. It really was. Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, finally, do you give a message for the people that see you in Rock Stories for the next concert?
Yes. To everyone watching, to everyone here with us, I truly appreciate that you listen to our music. I know that we will give you a concert to remember on April the 21st at the Blackberry Auditorium. And also we will be doing a meet and greet at Mix Ups Reforma 222 on April the 20th at 6 p.m., where we get a good chance to shake hands and give hugs and smiles and let everyone know directly how we feel.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Johnny.
you, my friend.
Great honor.
My honor. Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you so much for the question.